Okay, I have been told that x equals the root of 3 plus root 8. All right, this is what's called a nested root. Then they ask me the question, and this is the question they ask me. They say, what's x cubed plus 1 over x cubed? That's their question. Now, granted, there's not one way to do a problem. There's many ways to do it. And again, you certainly want to share your ideas with other people, and certainly people can judge what's the best way of doing a problem over here. By the way, I'm not opposed to people cubing it, x, and then taking its reciprocal and add the two numbers together. And if you find out the easy and you get this number over here, that's fine, all right? What's my goal over here? My goal is to get this number here, all right? That's my goal. I don't know what it is yet. So what I want to do is I want to talk about something that your teachers may have told you that's impossible to do, which is unnest a root. Well, I don't believe that's true. So I'm not going to say it's always possible, but I want to try this. What I want to try is I want to try writing down that 3 plus the root 8 can be unnested into two separate and simpler roots. All right, I want to see if I can do that. I just don't know what A and B is. And by the way, because you guess at it, I don't think guessing is a good idea. I'm going to square both sides. And if you square the right side, you would get A plus B plus 2 root AB. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to equate the terms on the left and the right. So I'm going to say that 3 would be equal to A plus B. And I'm going to say root 8 is equal to this thing over here. Well, let me write that down for you. So I'm going to say A, whoops, sorry about that. I am going to say 3 is equal to A plus B. And I'm going to say root 8 is equal to 2 root AB. These two equations, two unknowns, and I'm going to move forward on it. And this is going to be 3 equals A plus B. I'm going to square both sides. You would get 8 equals 4AB. I'm going to simplify. This is 3 equals A plus B. And then when you get there, divide both sides by 4, you get 2 equals AB. All right, I'm going to use a technique of substitution to try to figure out what A and B is. And what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to take this equation. Let me outline it for you. I'm going to take this one over here, and I'm going to solve it either for A or B. It really doesn't much matter to me. So it's going to be 2 over A is B. And then I'm going to take this, and I'm going to substitute it into the first equation, this one over here. And what do you get? You get 3 equals, well, it's going to be A plus 2 over A. And again, I think I could solve that equation. Multiply both sides by A. You get 3A equals A squared plus 2. And let's see, you would get A squared. It's quadratic in form, by the way. Minus 3A plus 2 equals 0. And what do you get over here? Well, I'm going to factor it. It looks pretty easy to factor. A and A, 2 and 1, minus minus. So A could be 1, and the other one it could be is A could be 2. Now, looking back to the original system, which is this thing up here, you know, if A is equal to 1, B would be equal to 2. And then if A is equal to 2, B would be equal to 1. So what do I now know? I know something pretty simple. I know that the square root, I know that the square root of 3 plus root 8 is the same thing as root 1 plus root 2, or if you prefer, root 2 plus root 1. So I'm going to say, pretty simple, it says root 3 plus root 8 is the same thing as 1 plus root 2. Now that's remarkable, and I'll tell you why it's remarkable. It looked really complicated, but it turns out to be pretty simple, all right? Now someone says, I don't know what the question is. Well, I spent a lot of time just talking about what this thing is over here. And what is it? Let's write that down again for you. It's going to be 1 plus root 2. That's all it is, all right? Let's take a look. So I'm looking at this, and I'm wondering what this thing is now. And what I'm going to do, I guess the same thing is you try to simplify the problem, right? And I'm going to try to factor out, an x. And what do you get? X squared plus 1 over x4. All right? Now, granted, someone looking at it, I don't think I could do that. I think you can. And I'll tell you why. X is really simple. It just will be 1 plus root 2. X squared is really simple. And I'll be honest with you, I'm just looking at it. It's got to be 3 plus root 8. So 3 plus root 8. And what's root 8? It's 2 root 2's. Plus, that's going to be a tough one, 1 over x to the 4th power. Right, so I know what x squared is. I just did it. So I got to square something, right? So what are you going to square over here? I'm squaring this. That's all I'm doing. And I'm going to write that down as this. All right? All right. You know, I think I'm done with that other stuff. I'm going to erase it. Erase all this business over here. And yeah, tedious problem. There's no doubt about it. So let's take a look. I gotta do something here, don't I? Whoops, I forgot to do something over here. I said I was going to square it. Let's put this down. Equals 1 plus root 2. And this can be 3 plus 2 root 2 plus 1. I got some work to do, don't I? I think I can do it. And I got maybe a little side work on this. You know, I'm squaring 3 plus 2 root 2. So that's going to be, you know, let's write this down carefully. 3 squared is 9. Let's see, 2 root 2 squared is 8. And then you can get 6 12 root 2's. All right, let's make sure that's 9, 8. And let's see, 6 and 6 is 12. So that's 17 plus 12 root 2's. All right, let's keep going. Looks pretty complicated, but you're arithmetic at this point. Get my eraser out, my side work. Let's take a look at that. And I guess what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to simplify something here. I'm going to try to get right into side 2 for it. And I'll erase it in a second. I'll see if it simplifies nicely. 17 plus 12 root 2 times 17 minus 12 root 2. I multiply the top and the bottom by the bottom's conjugate. All right, pretty tough, right? Let's see. I hope it's going to work out pretty nicely. So let's see, 17 minus 12 root 2. And let's see, 17 times 17. Let's put this on the side. Well, let's see, 10 times 17 is 170, right? 7 times 10 is 70. And 7 times 7 is 49. 289. And the two middle terms disappear. I'm not going to multiply them out. And then you get, let's see, 12 root 2 times 12 root 2 is 144 times 2 is 288. Well, isn't that convenient? What do you get over there? 17 minus 12 root 2's. All right? Then you get my eraser out. Erase my scratch work over here. And I'm going to write that down now. I'm going to see if this thing is working out nicely for me. So what do you get? 1 plus root 2, 3 plus 2 root 2, plus, what do you get? 17 minus 12 root 2. All right, let's keep going. 1 plus root 2. 3 plus 17 is 20. 2 root 2 minus 12 root 2 is minus 10 root 2. I want to erase this side work, by the way. And I want to keep working. Let's keep going. When you get over here, 1 plus root 2. Well, I'm going to factor out let's see. I'm going to factor out a 10. And what do you get there? 2 minus root 2. So what do you get over there? 10. Let's see, 2 minus root 2 plus 2 root 2 minus 2. Wow, look at that. So what do you get here at 10? These cancel off, and we're left off with root 2. Final answer. Very simple. By when I say simple, very simple answer. All right, let's go back to the original problem. Nested root, and they're asking something that looked kind of difficult to do. Now, by the way, I'm not saying that there's not other roads to this end. What I'm saying is the end is 10 root 2's, and that's the end of the story. Thank you so much for paying attention.